Bienvenidos todos a esta sesión de la tarde sobre violencia, terrorismo, genocidio en nombre de la religión, riesgos para los seguidores de las religiones, especialmente de las minorías religiosas y sus fieles, proponer soluciones.
Y le voy a dar la palabra a la doctora, a la profesora Nazilia Ghanea, que es profesora de International Human Rights Law en la Universidad de Oxford. Profesora Ghanea, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here, and I will move on with the topic because our time has shrunk. So we're being asked to talk about the question of violence, terrorism and genocide in the name of religion. And I take from this that the international community has long recognized what happens, the harm that has happened in the name of religion. It's for this reason, it's for the harm that has come in the name of religion at the international level, that it took 21 years for the United Nations to draft a declaration on religious intolerance. It's for this reason of what harm has flown from the name of religion, come from the name of religion, that declaration is very short, and why a lot of attention is given in the preamble of the 1981 Declaration on Religious Intolerance of colonialism, of genocide, and of other violations to human rights that have been experienced in the name of religion or belief. But we should also give attention to in the name of religion or belief. What we mean by the title of this session is that we're not going to enter into the definition or the criteria or the scope or the role of religion or belief. Unfortunately, we had a number of presentations in the earlier session that discussed this, but at the international human rights level, we rarely narrow this scope of the definition. But it is very important to remember who is speaking in the name of religion. Is it nationalist groups? Is it terrorist groups? Is it genocidaires? Is it states, or is it right-wing extremists? And this will give us an indication of the atrocities or the violations that might flow from that. So regardless of the definition and regardless of who is abusing the name of religion, our focus in this session is to look at the risks that flow to the followers of different religions or beliefs, and especially religious minorities from this. And I'm going to focus only on preventing violent extremism measures. I'm sure that we have many presentations, and I'm sure others will focus on minorities and genocide. So in preventing violent extremism, we often give attention to infringements of the right to manifest religion or belief. But an important role that we should not forget is the role of religion or belief itself in prevention. There are many positive investments that are required for full compliance with freedom of religion or belief. And full compliance with freedom of religion or belief can act as an excellent bulwark against violent extremism. There are many societal benefits that flow from full compliance with Article 18 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, because doing so, we would ensure freedom to have or to adopt religion or belief of one's choice, and freedom either individually or in community with others, in public or private, to manifest that religion or belief in worship, observance, practice, and teaching in the broadest possible sense. So, since we are in Madrid, it's important to recall that the crucial link between freedom of religion or belief and inoculating against intolerance was developed in this city in 2001 in the International Consultative Conference on School Education in relation to freedom of religion or belief, tolerance and non-discrimination. Interestingly enough, this was only 6 or so weeks after 9/11, and it was a conference held by the then UN Special Rapporteur on freedom of religion or belief. The Madrid final document talks about the urgent need to promote through education the protection and the respect for freedom of religion or belief. Why does it say so? In order to develop a respect for pluralism and eradicate prejudices. After all, it's through education that early tendencies in the direction of using violence stemming from claims of exclusivity or finality in religion can be challenged. The Madrid final document also insists that the young generation, and I think this is unique language that we don't find in any other international standards, it says that the young generation should be protected against all forms of discrimination and intolerance based on their religion or belief. Okay? So it's a preventative measure early on that the young generation should not be brainwashed into making a link between intolerance and discrimination against others being based on their religion or belief. So we all recognize the intolerance that is suffered due to discrimination on the basis of religion or belief of the victim. But here we are also recognizing that there is discrimination and violence which is carried out in the name of religion or belief, based on or arrogated to the religious tenets of the perpetrator rather than the victim. Now, there are several mechanisms that the international community has come up with in order to prevent violent extremism and linking this to religion or belief. One is Human Rights Council 1618 that Dr. Manucher referred to earlier, where there's an action plan in paragraph 5. It talks, for example, about the important role of collaborative projects, for example, in the fields of health, conflict prevention, employment, media, education, the training of government officials, and the encouragement of open, constructive, and respectful debates of ideas. It talks also about the crucial need for non-discrimination, meaningful participation, and the need to make a strong effort to counter any religious profiling. Another soft law instrument at the international level is the Rabat Plan of Action, and I will get to concrete proposals. The Rabat Plan of Action is from the year 2012 and resulted from expert workshops in many regions of the world. And there it talks about the significance of respect for freedom of expression in addressing incitement to hatred, advancing democracy and security. So this is all part of the same package. You don't advance freedom of expression without advancing security. You don't advance security by repressing democracy or freedom of expression, as a number of speakers earlier referred to. The Rabat Plan of Action also recognizes the role of political and religious leaders, that they have a crucial role to play in speaking out firmly and promptly against any incitement. And a number of the FES Plan of Action and other actions by Dr. Adama Dieng have also underscored this. But the Rabat Plan of Action also says that any restrictions that we have should be based on legality, proportionality, and necessity. So let me end with, since our time has been cut to a quarter, let me end with some possible solutions in this area, and I want to refer to 5. Firstly, I think we should always remember the critical framework of the rule of law and universal human rights. Secondly, to remember the touchstones of non-discrimination and no hierarchies of entitlement to rights. As the General Comment 22 on Article 18 of the ICCPR, sorry if this is all a bunch of acronyms to you, but General Comment 22 reminds us that there should be no privileging of traditional religions or familiar religions or state religions in any country. There aren't only 3 religions, there aren't only a list of recognized religions that have entitlements to freedom of religion or belief. Everyone, whether religious or non-religious or undecided, should have an equal entitlement and enjoyment of freedom of religion or belief. Freedom of religion or belief upholds this right and requires the creation of an environment where each and every human being is guaranteed the ongoing possibility to follow his or her own conscience and to manifest that right along with others. Thirdly, it's important to recall the role of education in countering prejudices and protecting children from being brainwashed into linking intolerance with their religion or belief, as the Madrid Final Act underscores so well. Fourthly, there's a crucial role for political and religion or belief leaders or representatives to speak out firmly and promptly against incitement against others, not only of their own co-believers, but also against others. And fifthly, we need to allow religious minorities to enjoy full rights and freedoms, to be heard and to be involved in decisions that concern them. Thank you.